Prayer and Meditation by Jith Mohan Raj, Maddie Swarby, and Michelle Breeding. Now we have the Christian view, and within the Christian view there are three main categories, and that's prayer, meditation, and contemplation. So just to explain the difference between prayer and meditation is usually described as focusing on one's mind, making it sharp, focusing on distracting oneself from negativity or separating one's mind from distracting thoughts. This could include many popular ideas of focusing on one's heartbeat or breathing. And there's no higher power that's being reached here, such as prayer, because in prayer is usually you look within yourself to use the determination on one's thoughts to change things around them, and this can be targeted for God, the universe, or any higher power. And the third category is contemplation, and the contemplation is very connected to prayer because it's the act of being patient and waiting, and it's kind of like you pray to God or you pray to this higher entity, and you sent the message, and now you're just patiently waiting and believe that that prayer or whatever you trust that's going to be answered, or whatever happens is for a reason. And the last thing is the famous example of the Christian contemplation. And one of the famous ones is given by Saint Ignatius. And Saint Ignatius, he develops a lot of reflections and praises, and he kind of puts in one whole collection and helps one deepen their connection with God. It was around it's like a 30-day solitude and silence, and over the years it's been a spiritual exercise for lay people, and a lot of people consider it a retreat, and it's very adaptable using all three of these exercises, using contemplation, meditation, and prayer.
The Buddhist view of prayer and meditation. What is the difference between prayer and meditation? Prayer is a solemn request for help or expression of thanks addressed to an object of worship. Buddha actually thought prayer was not useful and was ineffective because it does not do what it is intended to do, and there are better ways to get ourselves on the road to beneficial outcomes by practicing in the right way, being ethical, kind to one another, and behaving in wise ways. Meditation, on the other hand, is to engage in mental exercise for the purpose of reaching a heightened level of spiritual awareness. Buddha said, "We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like the shadow that never leaves." He also said, "There is nothing so disobedient as an undisciplined mind, and there is nothing so obedient as a disciplined mind." These quotes show the importance of meditation in the Buddhist religion. The Buddhist attitude towards supplicatory prayer. Supplicatory prayer is a prayer from a devotional position asking some higher power for something that one lacks. Buddha says that if we could receive everything we wanted through prayer, everyone would have everything they prayed for. We would all be powerful, have long lives, and be happy. Instead, he advises that people practice in a way conducive to these ends. For example, if we want a long life, we should have some exercise every day, and we should eat well and reduce stress levels and see a doctor regularly, etc. Buddhist meditation. The term for meditation is bhavana. The translation of this word is mental cultivation. This means that you are training the mind to bring in to being certain wholesome qualities. Often, the Buddha referred to two main types of meditation, samatha and vipassana, or tranquility and insight. Samatha meditation. This meditation is described as an exercise of concentration, or tranquility of the mind. Samatha meditation is the process of moving away from the realm of thought and complexity towards silence, stillness, and simplicity. A very good method of meditation that can help us achieve this is anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing. This technique uses the flow of breath as the subject of attention for training the mind in awareness, concentration, and serenity. By practicing tranquility meditation, we can develop a strong foundation for the experience of insight meditation. Vipassana meditation, also known as insight meditation. Insight meditation cannot be done with a dull state of mind. It requires an alert, reflective mind with a sharp, attentive quality of bare awareness. To practice vipassana or insight meditation, one has to be attentive, observe, and finally penetrate the three fundamental characteristics of all conditioned existence: impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and non-self. The practice of vipassana means to continually reflect on these three signs and make them our point of reference.
Hi, my name is Michelle, and I'm going to start off by explaining this slide comparing prayer and meditation. As we've seen in the slides above, we've gone over the Christian view of prayer and then the Buddhist view of meditation. So when comparing prayer/contemplation to meditation, they are different from each other. Prayer is the act of speaking or talking to a higher power in order to gain guidance, help, or change in one's life. When somebody prays, they are requesting or expressing help to a higher power. Meditation differs from this. When one meditates, they aren't asking for guidance or help for a higher power. Instead, they are reaching a high level of awareness spiritually through mental exercises. And for this next slide, contemplation versus meditation, we can see meditation is used across a broad amount of world religions. And commonly during meditation, one is separating their mind from their thoughts that are distracting them. And this allows them to bring their mind to a state of stillness and calmness to find that spiritual awakening. And then while on the other side, there's contemplation. Contemplation is practiced by mostly Catholics, where one is wanting to deepen or further deepen their connection to God as they wait and trust in their prayers. And that would, I'd say, the main points of the difference between contemplation versus meditation. And to end off this presentation, this is the final conclusion slide. So after going through everything above, to conclude everything, the practices of prayer and meditation have been passed on for many centuries. Both of these practices have enlightened and shown people different things about themselves. When doing some research on the difference between the two, prayer/contemplation and meditation, one quote that really stuck out to me went along the lines of, prayer is talking to the universe, while meditation is listening to it. I just thought this really tied in well with the themes of this presentation and the fact that prayer is talking to God while meditation is listening to yourself and developing a sense of self-awareness. And that's all for our presentation. Thank you for listening, and I wish you all a great rest of your quarter. Thank you.